Good evening, everyone. So, frequently, one of the reasons why our resolutions fail every year is because of the narrative that we tell ourselves. Tonight, we're actually going to practice rewriting the story that you tell yourself instead of trying to reinvent yourself. And we're going to do this gently, intentionally, and in a way that your nervous system will actually accept so that 2026 resolution goals actually come, instead of just dreams, reality. What we're going to do tonight is we're going to write an intention letter for ourselves and how to phrase those intentions so they actually support our success. And we're also going to be exploring a few burn safe alternatives, because when I do an intention letter, one of the things I love to do is actually give it to the universe so that I can make sure that my intentions and my wishes are actually not only in my own mind, but actually pushed by whatever energy is out there to ensure that I get what I request. And we're also going to look at a few disposal methods using the 4 elements. So witchy without witchy, if you will. And the nice thing is, you don't need to necessarily believe in magic or anything for this to work. You just need honesty with yourself to get your feet sprung into action, if you will. So before writing, we're going to get ourselves in the proper mindset for this intentional letter so that we can rewrite the story we give ourselves. So what we're going to do is, as you've seen me do with many other things, we're going to do a quick breathing exercise to calm our mind and our nervous system. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, you ready? In. Hold. And out. In. Hold. And out. And one last time. In. Hold. And out. Let your shoulders relax and let your body flow with that nice, calm energy. Because this letter isn't for perfection. It's for truth to help you succeed. Many times our intentions and resolutions don't fail because they're wrong or not suited for us, or we didn't put in enough effort. We just phrase them in a way that our bodies and our minds resist. So let's speak of a becoming instead of a lack, shall we? For example, say you're struggling with breaking a bad habit. Instead of saying, I want to stop struggling, try instead, I will learn how to move through life with steadiness and support. This allows for growth without demanding instant change. This allows you to go at your own pace instead of, oh my God, I gotta get this done now. Because saying I want to stop struggling or I will stop struggling creates a kind of tension in your system, whereas I will learn how to move through life with steadiness and support encourages you to look at it in a more gentle and healthy manner and actually see that there is a path instead of, it's going to get done now. No. Or instead of, I will make more money because, hey, money is always a resolution or intention for a new year, right? Try, I will choose decisions that are more in line with my stability, worth, and long-term care. Because money can get thrown everywhere. But giving yourself that mindset of more towards your stability, worth, and long-term care gives it a direction and a more substantial purpose. Because your values will always last longer than your goals and create a better result. For this exercise, I always recommend no more than 5 intentions, all right? Because if you go with too many, you're going to just overwhelm your system, and that's what we're trying to avoid. But try to do at least 3. Or hey, if you can only do 1 to help you get started, there's no shame in that and absolutely no judgment. But let's say you are not sure on where to narrow down those things because, hey, say you're one of those that you've got a kind of a list. Narrow it down, and if you have a tarot deck, use that for your inspiration. A tarot oracle cards will always help get the ball rolling and help you narrow down where you should probably throw that energy. And if you're not sure on how to do that, feel free to use the link in the description. Always happy to help you out. Now, as far as this letter, let's pretend it's already late 2026, all right? Say we're more towards fall, where we're already looking at the fact that we probably forgot our resolutions by then. Feel free to check out my past video about how to keep track of those. But let's start this letter with getting the idea that it's fall of this year. Where can we begin that letter? We can start with, this year I learned, or this year I protected my energy by, or even something that many of you should probably try, I allowed myself to become. Any of those starters are a great place, especially with some of the intentions that you probably already picked out. And keep in mind, this doesn't have to be a crazy long letter. And messy handwriting is absolutely fine, because the only person that this is for is you. And being a messy handwriting person myself, trust me, fully understand. And like I said, no one else needs to see this, so be as honest with yourself as you possibly can. It's going to get a little nasty, it's going to get a little weird, but bear with yourself on this, okay? Now, frequently what I like to do with these letters of any intention that I'm trying to send to the universe is I actually like to burn them and then scatter the ashes to the wind. Here's a couple of different ideas that we can do instead, because sometimes it's not safe to have a fire in your place, or it would definitely be a bit of a trigger for somebody, or even worse, get you in a little bit of trouble with your landlords or landladies. So here's a few different alternatives that we can definitely do. And one of those is a tear and dissolve method. Once you're done with that letter, and once you put all of your intention and all of your energy into ensuring that letter's success, tear that paper up and put it in a small bowl of water until it's dissolved. One of the nice things about paper in this day and age is if you're using regular notebook paper, it may take a few hours, but it will dissolve and go away. This is a soft emotional release and lets things just flow where they need to. Another way, and this is actually good if you choose to kind of keep it on hand instead of just getting rid of the letter, as a bit of a reminder, if you will, you can actually write this letter into a small paragraph of affirmations and recycle the original, because, hey, recycling's important. And another burn safe alternative is a seal and store. And this is particularly good if you're one of those that you really enjoy seeing your own personal progress. And how you do this is exactly how it sounds. You're going to fold up the letter and seal it in an envelope dated 1 year from right now when you write it, okay? And make sure that you keep it in a safe spot, like a lockbox where you keep your important papers anyway, or maybe pin it to a corkboard that you use for reminders. But definitely make sure that whatever burn safe method you use, it's aligned with how you choose to do things and how you choose to go forward with it. Now, let's say that you want to do what I would prefer to do and get rid of the letter and send the energy to the universe to make sure that your will is done. Because I do have a bit of a witchy side, ignore the hoodie, but I did come up with a few elements because some of you work better with some elements versus others on ensuring that your intention goes out into the universe. Now, again, this is more for in the event that you're in a, I want to send the energy into the universe versus store it or otherwise keep it close by as a reminder. Now, one of those ways is with earth for grounding and stability of that energy. You can bury the letter either as a whole or in pieces in soil or a potted plant. I definitely recommend a potted plant, especially if you have one in your home, because that energy will not only be grounded in the earth energy sense, but grounded towards you and where you reside. And an affirmation that you can use while burying your letter is, what I release becomes nourishment for what grows. So say you're trying to grow a business as one of your intentions, or grow a more positive habit. This would be excellent. And it would definitely help make sure that that energy was directed towards helping you grow as far as being in your home. Now, let's say you're more of an air elemental person. You're not necessarily flighty, but you definitely work better with more lighter, more breezy energies. Now, this one you will unfortunately have to tear up the letter a little bit and grab a nice place, because luckily, so long as you know used actual paper, go to a wooded area, a park, wherever, and just blow the pieces into the wind. And after you've got the pieces going, your affirmation would be, I release this in clarity and trust. You're going to trust that the wind will not only give you clarity to see where you need to go, but trust that that energy will help lead you. Now, let's say you're a little bit of a firebug like my good self. If it is safe and legal, okay, safe and legal, we always try to, follow the rules as much as we can, because, hey, we don't want to get in trouble just for having fun. In a fire safe bowl, or if you're able to have a small fire in your backyard, or even, hey, a grill works great too, by the way, believe it or not. But if you have a fire safe bowl or some outdoor space where you can safely have a small fire, you're going to give that letter, whether as a whole or in pieces, to that fire with the affirmation of, what I release is transformed, not destroyed. Because fire is a transformative energy all in itself. Now, last but absolutely not least, water. And water energies are especially good for intentions and trying to give to the universe. And even my firebug self occasionally uses water literally for more this type of work than any other. And what you're going to do is, whether the letter is as a whole or in pieces, try and find a natural body of water. This could be a local creek, a stream. Again, keeping in mind of animal safety. You're going to give those pieces to the water, and as they flow away, use this affirmation. I allow the story to move in the direction it needs. Because even if we try to intentionally change a natural water pattern, which we have done with different creeks and locks and everything else, water's going to go where it's going to go. Good, bad, or indifferent. You can't stop nature. But regardless of how you choose to dispose or store your letter, and regardless of your intentions, I want you to remember one important thing about this letter. You are not erasing who you were. You're honoring who you've been and choosing the path that comes next for you. Rewriting your story doesn't mean pretending that your past didn't happen or that it never existed. It means that it doesn't get to decide your future anymore, and you get to write the rest of the chapter. So when you're done with all of this, or even as you're doing it, I actually recommend as you're writing all this down, thank yourself for showing up for yourself, because you probably neglect yourself every day. But good, bad, or indifferent, let that exercise be enough for now, and then let yourself start fresh the next day. Good, bad, or indifferent, though, I hope that this helped you out, and if it did, please save it for later. Be sure to leave a like. Don't forget, you can always choose yourself. I'm just giving you permission to do so. Have a great night.